Alright guys, this is my third attempt at recording this. Anyway, this is the unboxing of the late 2009 Mac Mini, and this model happens to be the last model with the plastic top on it before they went to the aluminum design. So it pretty much represents one of the best ones that you can get. As you can see, that this is bought by SellYourMac.com, which is one of the largest resellers of used Macs, and I believe that their service is quite good, one of the best actually. Anyway, opening it up here, there is no damage to the box or anything, which is always a great sign. This came in a few days, I believe, from FedEx. The packing peanuts are a great way to keep it protected, so that's good to see. And we've got a very large power adapter, which unfortunately they wrap the cable incorrectly. It's wrapped very tightly, so that's not good for the cable's health, and these adapters are about $50. So anyway, here we got a little shipping notice here, and we got a little warranty sticker in case I have any issues with it. Alright, and this is my first time seeing this design actually. I didn't get into Macs until a little bit later, and I didn't really know about the Mac Mini line until the 2012 model. So this is my first time seeing this older design Mac Mini that was carried all the way from the G4 to this is the last model of the white design. I picked this one because it has 5 USB ports over 4 on the older Intel ones and 2 on the G4. So it can basically, it doesn't need a USB hub or anything. And this one seems to be in pretty good condition. There's no yellowing or heavy scratches, and there's not really any marks on the aluminum, so I can tell this was pretty much in the same place its entire life. And this model does come with the mini display port, which is also known as Thunderbolt, but this model does not support Thunderbolt, as you'll see later in the video. But it's good to have some modern I/O on this older machine. So anyway, that's it for the unboxing portion, so let's get on to the rest of the video. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the voiceover unboxing. I'm still a little bit stuffy, but we are now ready to set up the Mac Mini. I haven't turned it on yet or anything. Hopefully it will work with the Thunderbolt display that I have. Even though it's pre-Thunderbolt, the connector's the same, and if not, then we're gonna have issues. So anyway, we're gonna try that. And let me grab this mouse and keyboard. Gonna be setting up our file sharing, our screen sharing, you know, all the usual stuff, because this won't have a display hooked up to it. Anyway, everything is hooked up now, so here we go. First boot. Does not seem to want to go to the Thunderbolt display for some reason, which is weird. Everything's hooked up. It's a bunch of crap. Why can't you use this with a Thunderbolt display? It doesn't make sense. Well, I guess that's going to be it for now, because this won't give me an image, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to at least set screen sharing up so I can see what I'm doing. Well, after about 10 minutes of trying to scrounge out something to hook this thing up with, surprisingly, my old DVI to, what do you want to call this? My old display port to DVI adapter was working, which this is a cable that adapts into HDMI, so I was able to do that, and that was the first boot that you just saw. So let's go ahead and get this sucker on a tripod and get this thing set up properly. And I confirmed the Thunderbolt display was working just fine on my MacBook, so it was weird that a Thunderbolt device wouldn't work with this old Mac Mini, and then I just use a Thunderbolt adapter and it seems to work just fine. So that kind of confuses me because these were both on sale at the same point in time. So let's go ahead. I'm not going to do Wi-Fi for the moment. I'm not going to do keyboard setup. My question is, what is going on with this resolution? Probably be in displays. There we go. This TV's resolution is weird, but go to about this Mac. It's a 2.26 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo, 2 gigabytes of DDR3. It is a what do you want to call it? A late 2009. So it supports a lot of the newer stuff. I did purchase a 2007 originally, and that ended up not working well, and the seller didn't send it over 2 weeks, so I had to file a claim to eBay and get my refund. And this is actually the one I ended up with right here. Is actually sold by not Simply Mac, Cellular Mac, who is one of the largest and most reliable Mac resellers. So I just decided to go for it. I didn't really want to spend the extra money for the refresh 2010 model, which typically run at least $200 to $250 for a low-end 2010. And I really do enjoy the white and silver look. I actually have never seen this model in person before. This was around the time where I started getting interested into current Macs and stuff, and I didn't really know about the Mac Mini when this was released, so I was mainly looking at the new Lumina MacBook Pros and stuff of the time. But this is going to have to be updated to 10.9 Mavericks because that's what I have. I think it can go to 10.10 or 11, but I don't want to go that far since I only have 2 gigs of RAM. Let's hit more info and take a look at some of this here. Appears to be the original 160 gig hard drive. We've got Airport, of course, which I'm not going to be using. I'm going to hook directly into it after we finish setup. I wanted to see. Okay, we got 2 1 gigabyte sticks, so I would have to completely purchase new memory if I wanted to go to 4. But let's pop over into settings. This is, I believe, my only 10.6 machine right now. So, 10.6 is my favorite operating system, but just due to the fact that this is going to be a home server machine, I don't think 10.6 is going to be my best choice for this. So let's go ahead and hop into the network and make sure everything looks okay. Okay, we're not doing internet right now. I don't want airport on. I want to go pop into Energy Saver. Computer sleep never. We want to start up after a power failure. And network sharing. That's what I was looking for. Screen sharing, file sharing, printer sharing, scanner sharing, remote login. What is internet sharing? Something we don't need, evidently. I don't know if you guys have watched IMNC, but I have decided to pretty much outright copy his naming scheme. So he names all of his Macs on the network around planets. So his Mac Mini is named Neptune, which I'm pretty sure I'm not going to name this Neptune. But my big iMac is named the Sun for obvious reasons. My internet is named the Portal, obviously. My MacBook is named the Moon because it moves around a lot. And this, we're going to have to go with probably the Earth. I don't know. No, we'll do Mars. So, alrighty. That should be about it. I know there's a way to schedule startup sleep. I'm gonna do a startup every day at 8 a.m. and we're going to do a shutdown every day at 12 a.m. That sounds fine. Actually, 11:59. And that's what we're looking for. I made this a long time ago when I tried to create a Hackintosh with my custom PC. I think 10.9 is one of the last currently supported OSs right now. Okay, so it wants me to download it from the App Store. Where is our App Store? Are we even running? 10.6.8 should be App Store. I'm just going to hook directly into Ethernet since I already have one sitting out. cool. That's working. We might not have the App Store. My spacebar isn't working either. Oh, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to cut this boring part for a little bit, and I'll come back with an update soon. Well, I had to do it the hard way. I did a little bit of research. I was going to try and just go for 10.10, since that's a little more up to date, but I kept saying my item was not available in the App Store. So I just restarted, held Option, went into the USB, and then erased the hard drive, and now it's rewriting 10.9 to it, which I believe if it's 10.9 or 10.8, that is still has that really like gray texture that we all know and love from iOS 5. But I think 10.9 is the first one that got rid of that. So that's one of my favorite parts about Mountain Lion. But I don't have Mountain Lion on a flash drive. I just basically have the main ones that are needed. So anyway, that's what I'm doing now. And most likely the next clip will be tonight or tomorrow, because of the fact that I have to go to work head out in less than 45 minutes, and I need to charge my phone. So anyway, I'll come back with an update. Most likely this computer will be either just done or sitting over with the server stuff, and we'll talk more about that too. But anyway, that's about it for now. I'll see you guys later tonight or whenever the heck I'm coming back. Alright. It is now the next day, at nearly 9 o'clock at night. I was so busy today, and I had stuff to do yesterday after work as well. But anyway, we're at the point to where we have OS X 10.9 installed. And I also redid all of the settings that I showed in the beginning of the video. So what we're going to do now is prepare it for its spot on basically where I'm going to have it on the home network. So first thing to do is verify that it's powered off and it's on, because it's on the automatic startup and shutdown. So we're going to totally just hold this. And then we hear the click, so it's good. And I'm not going to be using this network cable, so I'm going to leave that unplugged, and the charger needs to be put in the proper area. But let's go ahead and slide over here and take a look at where I'm going to have it. Terrible camera work. It's really tight over here. But first of all, I am deciding to do a sort of a sticker list. These are the two that haven't been put on yet. These are some sticky labels that you can run through your printer. And basically for each computer there's going to be a sticky label showing its specs, because a lot of the times I lose track and don't remember for a video, so this is going to be a lot easier way to identify computers in the house. And eventually all of my iMacs and stuff will be getting them too, but I just did the main ones for today. So I'm probably going to put this right here. These are supposedly waterproof, but it doesn't really feel like it. That way we know exactly what we're dealing with here in a video. So now we can pop it in its new home. Alright, so basically what I have here, that's going to have to be in the way, that won't move. I have everything set up except for the stuff that still needs to be plugged in. So I'm going to just set that like that. I'm going to have to go in from over here and do this very backwards, but sometimes that happens. And then unplug the hard drive cable. And here's our Ethernet. Wow, that's a problem. Doesn't really even click into place. I think it should still work though. And then there's this. This is really frustrating working in this small of space. I'm about to just give up. And then there's this. Got a bunch of bullshit cables here. Power that hard drive up. And internet works. So let's see. I gotta figure this out. I'll be back. Alright, so I don't know what the issue was. I was able to log in finally with the username and password on the Mac Mini, and by double clicking both of the hard drive and the Time Machine partition, I was able to mount it to the desktop, as you can see. So that should be fine. I'm going to let it do its scheduled shutdown and then start back up. And I'm going to see if everything remounts like it should. But if not, I'm going to try a sleep during those hours instead. And then log back in. So hopefully that will work. If not, but otherwise, if neither of those work, it'll be 24 hours powered on. Because it's too much of a hassle trying to connect to that like I just had to do. Was very frustrating. But as you can see, we've got the Sun and Mars on the network now. The MacBook Pro is right there, shut off, so that's not on there. The other iMac is shut off right there, and the Workshop iMac is also shut off. So these are the only two on the network right now, and I'm sure as time goes on there'll be more. But basically that's what we've got going right now. This setup is not ideal because this is a very small amount of room. So this fridge is probably going to be moved eventually. As you can see, we did run a network cable. You can see it right there. There's a off-white network cable running to the PS4 from the now full Airport Extreme, as you can see there. And the idea in the future will be to get a couple of separate drives for Time Machine, one for storage, and then the one that's for storage will be a RAID configuration to probably RAID 1 to mirror it, or it will just be configured through terminal with a nightly backup. So that's temporary right now, just with the one hard drive. But in the future, I'm going to add a total of 3, and then the toaster will be up on the desk, so it's easier to hot swap drives. But anyway, that's about it for this video. It probably turned out really bad, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.